Seniors, eat bananas, but never make these 6 mistakes. They can be fatal. Every senior over 60 has been told that bananas are one of the healthiest fruits you can eat. They're soft, easy to digest, packed with potassium, and often recommended for heart health, blood pressure, and muscle strength. But here's the shocking truth. The very same bananas you rely on for your daily nutrition can become dangerous, even fatal, if you make just a few common mistakes. In fact, researchers from Harvard and the National Institute on Aging have warned that improper banana habits could quietly damage your kidneys, trigger heart complications, or spike your blood sugar far beyond safe levels. Millions of seniors eat bananas every day, thinking they're helping their bodies, but without realizing that simple errors in how they eat, store, or combine this fruit are putting their health at risk. And the scariest part, these mistakes don't feel dangerous until it's too late. One senior in Florida thought his daily banana with breakfast was harmless, till he ended up in the ER with dangerously low blood pressure and irregular heart rhythms. Another in California combined bananas with the wrong medications and experienced severe dizziness and confusion. These are not rare cases. They are warnings. If you're over 60, you cannot afford to ignore this. In this video, we'll uncover the 6 most dangerous mistakes seniors make with bananas and why avoiding them could literally save your life. Mistake number 6. Eating overripe bananas without realizing the risk. Many seniors believe that the more spots a banana has, the healthier it is. You've probably heard that brown bananas are sweeter and easier to digest. That's true, but here's the catch. When bananas ripen, their resistant starch converts almost entirely into simple sugars like glucose and fructose. This process turns what was once a slow-release energy source into a fast sugar bomb. For younger people with strong insulin sensitivity, that might not cause immediate harm. But for seniors over 60, whose metabolism and pancreas function naturally decline with age, the effect is very different. An overripe banana can have a glycemic index nearly double that of a firm yellow one. This means instead of steady energy, you get a sudden sugar rush, followed by a crash that leaves you shaky, fatigued, and hungry again within an hour. The real danger is cumulative. According to the American Diabetes Association, more than 37% of adults over 60 in the U.S. have either diabetes or prediabetes, many of them undiagnosed. Regularly eating overripe bananas can quietly accelerate that process, pushing someone from borderline to full-blown diabetes without them realizing it. Even worse, frequent blood sugar spikes are linked to faster cognitive decline. Harvard researchers recently published findings showing that seniors with high post-meal glucose swings were more likely to experience memory loss and early dementia symptoms within just 3 years. That means what seems like a simple snack could be silently eroding your independence, and this isn't just theory. A retired teacher from Ohio once told me she ate 2 brown bananas every night because she thought the extra sweetness was gentle on the stomach and helped her sleep. Within months, she developed wild blood sugar swings and was rushed to the ER after collapsing from dizziness. Her doctor later confirmed that her nightly ritual was a major trigger for her metabolic breakdown. Another case in California involved a man on blood pressure medications. The mix of high sugar and high potassium from overripe bananas caused his blood pressure to swing so erratically that his cardiologist had to adjust his prescriptions twice in a single month. Both of these people thought they were making smart, healthy choices, but their bodies paid the price. The scariest part? These risks don't show up overnight. You won't feel sick after 1 banana. The harm builds slowly, quietly, week after week, until one day it catches you off guard in a hospital bed, with your doctor shaking their head and asking about your diet. What felt like harmless sweetness can, over time, damage your heart, kidneys, brain, and overall stability. For Seniors over 60, that's a gamble far too risky to ignore. Mistake number 5. Combining bananas with the wrong foods or drinks. Most seniors think of bananas as a safe sidekick to almost anything. A quick addition to oatmeal, a sweetener for smoothies, or even a snack alongside coffee or juice. But here's where the hidden danger lies. Bananas don't mix well with everything, and the wrong combination can turn this healthy fruit into a metabolic landmine. For example, pairing bananas with a glass of orange juice, a very common breakfast choice in the US, doubles the sugar load instantly. You're essentially flooding your bloodstream with fructose and glucose at the same time, which pushes your pancreas into overdrive. In seniors over 60, where insulin sensitivity is already reduced, that sudden overload can spike blood sugar to dangerous levels and keep it elevated far longer than the body can handle. Studies from the Mayo Clinic show that these repeated sugar floods are linked to faster progression of type 2 diabetes, nerve pain, and even eye damage. Another mistake is blending bananas into smoothies with flavored yogurts or sweetened nut milks. It feels light and healthy, but the hidden sugars from those ingredients combine with the banana's natural sugars, creating what nutritionists call a triple sugar hit. Instead of fueling your body steadily, this cocktail destabilizes blood pressure, causes bloating, and even disrupts gut bacteria balance. A clinical study from the National Institute on Aging found that seniors who regularly consumed high-sugar fruit smoothies had more rapid declines in microbiome diversity, which affects digestion, immunity, and even mood stability. What seems like a cheerful breakfast can actually weaken your defenses from the inside out. The danger doesn't stop there. Many older adults also drink coffee or black tea with their banana breakfast. Caffeine and tannins can interfere with how the body absorbs potassium and magnesium from bananas. Instead of strengthening your heart and muscles, the mineral uptake is reduced, meaning you get the sugar surge without the intended protective benefits. One 68-year-old man from Texas shared how he started every morning with a banana, sweetened yogurt, and coffee. Within a year, he was diagnosed with prediabetes, suffered from irregular heartbeat episodes, and was told by his doctor to cut back on exactly that healthy combination. He was shocked because he thought he was doing the right thing. What makes this mistake especially dangerous is that it feels normal. Bananas with juice, bananas with cereal, bananas in a smoothie. These are daily rituals for millions of seniors. But what the body experiences is a flood of sugar, a block on mineral absorption, and a digestive system thrown off balance. 4. Someone over 60. These effects don't just cause discomfort, they raise the risk of falls due to dizziness, memory lapses due to sugar spikes, and long-term complications that can quietly steal independence. And because these effects build up slowly, day after day, most seniors never connect their morning banana routine to their declining energy, unstable mood, or worsening lab results. They blame age, when in reality, it's the combination on their plate that's silently sabotaging their health. Mistake number 4. Eating bananas too late at night. Many seniors like to grab a banana before bed, thinking it's a light and harmless snack. After all, it's soft, easy to digest, and has a reputation for helping with sleep because of its magnesium and tryptophan. But here's the truth: few people over 60 realize eating bananas too late in the evening can quietly disrupt your body in ways that make sleep less restorative and long-term health more fragile. Bananas are rich in sugar and quick-release carbohydrates, which means that a late-night banana pushes your blood sugar up at the exact time your body is trying to wind down. For seniors with diabetes, prediabetes, or even slightly unstable glucose control, this can mean restless sleep, frequent bathroom trips, or even dangerous nighttime sugar crashes. Research from Johns Hopkins has shown that seniors with elevated nighttime blood sugar are significantly more likely to suffer poor sleep cycles, increased inflammation, and even higher risk of cardiovascular events during the night. There's also the hidden digestive effect. Bananas contain fermentable carbohydrates called FODMAPs that in sensitive seniors can trigger bloating and acid reflux when eaten lying down. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic have documented that seniors with reflux disease who snack on bananas late at night often wake up coughing, with sore throats, or even with aspiration risks that can damage the lungs over time. A woman in Florida shared her story. She loved her midnight banana and believed it was keeping her healthy. But she began waking up with chest pressure and shortness of breath. After a sleep study, doctors told her that late-night bananas, combined with her mild reflux, were making her nights dangerous, not restful. Even more alarming is the impact on heart health. Bananas are loaded with potassium, normally a good thing, but when eaten right before sleep, the body doesn't burn off or process those electrolytes efficiently. In seniors taking ACE inhibitors, beta blockers, or potassium-sparing diuretics, a nighttime banana can lead to potassium overload, called hyperkalemia, while you're asleep. This condition can cause irregular heart rhythms that go unnoticed until morning, or worse, until it's too late. Cases of nighttime arrhythmias in seniors tied to late banana consumption have been reported in cardiology journals, but most people have never heard of the link. The habit feels safe, even comforting a sweet bite before bed. But for seniors over 60, that habit may be quietly sabotaging sleep quality, spiking blood sugar, aggravating reflux, and pushing heart health into risky territory. By the time the damage shows up in blood tests, ER visits, or sudden fatigue, the nightly routine has already been ingrained for years. What feels like a small indulgence at midnight can slowly drain health, energy, and even independence. Mistake number 3: eating too many bananas in a single day. Bananas feel harmless because they're small, portable, and marketed as a light snack. Many seniors keep a bunch on the counter and grab one every time they feel a little hungry. But here's the problem: bananas are not as innocent as they look when eaten in multiples. Each medium banana contains around 27 grams of carbohydrates and about 14 grams of sugar. Eat 2 or 3 in a day, something many older adults do without thinking. And you've essentially consumed the sugar equivalent of a can of soda, but in a form that feels natural. For seniors over 60, whose insulin response is already weaker, this creates repeated sugar surges that exhaust the pancreas, destabilize mood, and weaken blood vessels. Research from the National Institute on Aging has shown that frequent glucose spikes are directly linked to accelerated aging of the arteries, raising the risk of heart attacks and strokes. The second hidden danger is potassium overload. Bananas are famous for their potassium content, about 420 milligrams per fruit. That's good in moderation, but for seniors on common heart or kidney medications, especially ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or potassium-sparing diuretics, too many bananas can push potassium levels into the danger zone. This condition, called hyperkalemia, doesn't always show symptoms right away. It can creep up quietly, causing muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, or even sudden cardiac arrest. A published case study described a 72-year-old man who ate 4 bananas every day because he believed it kept him strong. Instead, his potassium reached toxic levels and he collapsed from heart arrhythmia during a walk. Doctors traced the trigger directly to his banana habit. And there's another overlooked risk: weight gain. Bananas may be healthier than cookies or cake, but they are still calorie-dense compared to their small size. A senior in New Jersey told her doctor she only eats fruit between meals, but that fruit included 4 bananas daily. In just 6 months, she had gained 12 pounds, which worsened her arthritis and made climbing stairs painful. She couldn't understand how just fruit caused so much harm until her dietitian explained that those extra bananas were silently loading her with excess calories and sugar her body couldn't burn off. The scariest part is how invisible this mistake feels. 1 banana seems fine, so 3 must be better, right? That's the trap. Seniors often believe that because bananas are natural, the body can handle as many as they want. But in reality, excess bananas stack up risks, spiking blood sugar, straining the heart, overloading the kidneys, and adding weight that worsens mobility and independence. What feels like a safe habit can, over time, quietly push a senior toward hospitalization. Mistake number 2, mixing bananas with common medications. For seniors over 60, this is one of the most dangerous banana mistakes, and it happens quietly every single day. Bananas are high in potassium, and while that sounds heart-healthy, it becomes a hidden threat when combined with some of the most common prescriptions taken by older adults. ACE inhibitors like lisinopril, ARBs like losartan, and potassium-sparing diuretics like spironolactone are prescribed to millions of seniors for high blood pressure and heart failure. All of these drugs raise potassium levels in the body. Add 1 or 2 bananas on top, and suddenly potassium isn't your friend, it's a toxin. Hyperkalemia or potassium overload can strike without warning. Symptoms include muscle weakness, chest tightness, and most frightening of all, irregular heart rhythms that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest. A 74-year-old man in Arizona thought bananas were safe with his blood pressure pills. After a week of daily bananas, he was rushed to the ER with a potassium level so high doctors had to administer emergency treatments to prevent his heart from stopping. He survived, but only after a close call that no one had warned him about. And potassium isn't the only issue. Seniors taking beta blockers or certain antidepressants may also experience dangerous interactions. These drugs affect how the body handles electrolytes and blood sugar. A banana at the wrong time can push glucose up, while the medication keeps heart rate and pressure artificially controlled, masking the warning signs. One retired nurse from Pennsylvania shared her story. She ate bananas with her antidepressants every morning, thinking it was a healthy breakfast. Weeks later, she fainted at church, and lab tests revealed both her sugar and potassium were far out of range. Her daily routine, something she thought was good for her, had been silently sabotaging her system. Even blood thinners and diabetes medications can clash with bananas. Too much sugar from a ripe banana can spike glucose, while drugs like insulin or metformin are lowering it, creating a roller coaster effect that confuses the body. Repeated swings like these accelerate fatigue, brain fog, and vascular damage. Doctors at Harvard have warned that seniors combining fruit sugars with glucose-lowering medications are far more likely to experience sudden hypoglycemic episodes, the kind that can cause a senior to collapse, fall, and break a bone. The scariest part of this mistake is that almost no one talks about it. Medication labels rarely mention bananas, and doctors often assume patients know what foods to avoid. But for seniors who are already juggling 5, 10, or even 15 prescriptions, a single banana can tip the balance. The result isn't a gentle stomachache. It's dizziness, falls, kidney strain, heart arrhythmias, or worse. And because it feels like an innocent fruit, most seniors never suspect the banana as the culprit until the damage is already done. Mistake number 1, trusting bananas as a complete meal instead of real nutrition. This is the most dangerous mistake because it doesn't just harm you in one way. It chips away at your entire health foundation over time. Many seniors treat bananas as a quick breakfast or even a full lunch substitute. It feels light, it feels easy, and it feels healthy. But here's the devastating truth. Bananas alone cannot provide the protein, healthy fats, fiber variety, and essential vitamins that seniors over 60 desperately need to protect muscle mass, bone density, and brain health. A single banana may give you a short burst of energy, but it leaves you nutritionally empty, setting the stage for frailty, weakness, and long-term decline. Research from Tufts University shows that seniors who rely heavily on carbohydrate-rich foods without enough protein lose muscle mass at nearly double the rate of those who eat balanced meals. This condition, sarcopenia, doesn't just make you weaker, it increases your risk of falls, fractures, and permanent loss of independence. The hidden danger is that the damage feels invisible at first. A senior in California told her doctor she lives on bananas because they're easy on her stomach and cheap. For years, she skipped proper meals, replacing them with 2 or 3 bananas daily. At first, she thought she was fine. But by the time she turned 72, she had lost so much muscle in her legs she couldn't climb stairs without help. Her bone scans revealed accelerated osteoporosis, and her blood tests showed deficiencies in vitamin B12, calcium, and iron. Her safe food had quietly starved her body of the building blocks it needed to age well. She believed she was protecting her health, but in reality, the habit had stolen her strength. Even more alarming is the effect on brain health. Bananas are low in vitamin B12 and omega-3 fatty acids, 2 nutrients critical for memory and cognition in seniors. Replacing balanced meals with bananas leads to deficiencies that raise the risk of dementia. A study published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that seniors with chronically low B12 levels were nearly 3 times more likely to develop cognitive impairment within 5 years. Bananas won't warn you of that loss. The damage builds silently until confusion and memory lapses appear. And then there's the immune system. Seniors who replace meals with bananas are missing out on zinc, vitamin D, and high-quality protein, the very nutrients needed to fight infections and recover from illness. This is why so many older adults who eat light but unbalanced diets end up in the hospital longer after surgery, or catch respiratory infections that younger people shrug off. A banana may feel like it fills you up, but it leaves your defenses unarmed when you need them most. The tragedy of this mistake is that it feels like responsibility. Seniors believe they are eating clean by keeping meals simple. But what they're really doing is depriving themselves of the very nutrition that keeps them alive, independent, and sharp. Over time, this habit doesn't just weaken the body, it shortens life. Doctors see it every day. Seniors who collapse not because of sudden accidents, but because of years of slow malnutrition disguised as healthy fruit eating. Bananas are not the villain, but trusting them as a full meal is the silent thief of strength, memory, and resilience. Bananas are not the enemy. They are a nutritious fruit, loved around the world. And they can absolutely be part of a healthy diet for seniors over 60. But what we've uncovered is that the danger lies not in the banana itself, but in the way it's used. Overripe bananas that spike blood sugar. The wrong food combinations that overload the body. Late-night snacks that sabotage sleep. Too many bananas that trigger potassium imbalances. Interactions with common medications, and worst of all, trusting bananas as a full meal while your body slowly weakens. These are the mistakes that quietly steal health and independence. For millions of seniors, the real risk is not obvious. It's hidden in daily habits that feel safe, but add up to long-term damage. If you've recognized even one of these mistakes in your own routine, it's not too late to change. Awareness is the first step, and small corrections can protect your heart, your brain, your strength, and your independence for years to come. Bananas can still be enjoyed, but never blindly, and never without balance. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you know ever experienced health issues that you later realized were connected to healthy habits with bananas or other fruits? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might help another senior. Avoid a dangerous mistake. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior health tips that could one day save your life.